down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello and welcome to my Elite Dangerous, my personal fleet carrier, never-ending grind. And we're at Felicity Farseer Engineer. This is part 3. We've taken our combat ships, or our Sidewinder, our Vulture, and our Delance, or Delance, or something like that. And as you can tell, I don't fly the Delance very much. And now we're going to take our Pythons. The cargo Python is already maxed out on its engineering modules. So now we're going to take the mining version of the Python down to Felicity Farseer to have her upgrade to the max, which I believe is just through the right now it's through grade 5, but we need to do experimental. So let's get going. Be sure to look to the lower right hand corner of the video and press that subscribe button. Doesn't cost you anything, and you get notified when I produce these videos, and eventually it helps me with YouTube.
Go for launch. You have liftoff.
And underneath the video in the description you'll find ways to donate. We need some hard drives for our backup storage server, and we need another graphics card because this one overheats and it shuts down my computer. So if you could help us out in those areas, just any amount helps. It all adds up. So there's a couple of ways to donate in the description. And underneath the video at the far left you'll see my YouTube channel, GFM_RDG, where you'll find over 800 more videos just that were created just in the last 6 months. So we're taking each of our ships, which we have 11, down to Felicity Farseer and making sure that the FSD drive is fully modded, and including the experimental. And then we'll go back to our normal location. We might check for cheap tritium and fill up a little bit on that. Do some asteroid mining of tritium, planetary exploration, cargo missions, Dab's Hope and Jameson crash site, and do another engineer video. So eventually we'll get through all the engineers, except for maybe not go to Colonia. In a previous game before I restarted it, I had been to Colonia. Took like 800 jumps. I was crazy, because that's pretty crazy. I don't think I want to do 800 jumps. Well, now on the fleet carrier it wouldn't be 800 jumps, but it's not as huge of a ordeal or huge of a desire to go to Colonia. and check out our No Man's Sky videos. It's a pretty cool game. It has landing on planets with atmospheres. It has personal bases, creating personal bases on planets with atmospheres, or on planets. I can't say they all have well, they do have atmospheres. You still have to wear a spacesuit in No Man's Sky. It's 200 kilometers out. That is a long way out. So hopefully we glide that far, because that's bad. Yeah, I don't want to make our descent too gradual, because then it'll knock us out of glide and we have to boost.
Romeo Golf India commencing automated flight control routine. Please observe docking protocols.
Sys left.
Access granted. Proceed to landing pad 07.
Sys night. A little bit easier to see in night vision when it's dark. I don't think running into that tower would be a good thing. And we're probably going to run into that tower. I don't trust auto docking. I was pressing all kinds of buttons trying to make it turn. I mean, we have good shields. It's just terrible to run into everything.
Touchdown complete. Engaging ship restraints. Your arrival has been noted.
Don't really want to do experimental on just grade 3 stuff. we get out to an engineer that does grade 5, then we will. Let's check, make sure the FSD drive has experimental. And it does. We'll get this one back to the fleet carrier. We have 2 more Pythons that we need to bring down for experimental.
Ship restraints disengaged. Commence departure.
Yeah, I think there's something wrong with the Super Cruise. Unless the experimental's doing that. Or it takes us a while to actually get into Super Cruise. You can tell we're not moving too fast from the surface. We're only 25 kilometers and barely moving. And then it starts to pick up. Is this left? To get around the planet. Because we're always on the other side of the planet. We have 6 more ships to bring down. I don't know if we can get all of these in on this part, so there might be a total of 4 parts. But this is one of the reasons I wanted a fleet carrier, is to bring the fleet carrier out to each of the engineers, take each one of my ships down, and have them fully modified with experimental. And that's what we're doing. This is the first one. Now, before we go to an engineer, there needs to be a grade 5 that we really need. First is the FSD drive. And then we will pick the engineer by the next importance. Probably shields. And I have a spiral notebook of all the engineers and which ones I have unlocked. So I'll check the ones for shields and see about grade 5 shields. But in between, we'll do our normal routine. Asteroid mining for tritium, purchasing tritium, planetary exploration, cargo running, Dab's Hope and Jameson crash site between each one. And then we'll do another engineer. So it'll just be part of our grind. And when we complete all of the engineers, and we might have to unlock some, we'll fully modify our fighters. This is left.
Please follow standard docking protocols, Commander. You have been cleared for approach. Feel free to relax. Your docking computer is in control.
And that paint job just cannot stick. I've got salvage blue and I think it's like cyan, and it's selected to those. It just doesn't keep them. It goes back to the default paint scheme. So hopefully someday they'll fix that too, because that's broken. So there's lots of broken stuff that needs to be fixed.
Contact confirmed. Commence shutdown. Welcome to our carrier, Commander.
Okay, the cargo version and the mining version of the Pythons have been fully modified. Planetary needs it, and then travel. So we're going to do the planetary version now. Take it down to Felicity Farseer.
Go for launch. You have liftoff.
Be sure to look to the lower right hand corner of the video and press that subscribe button. Doesn't cost you anything, but it sure helps me with YouTube eventually. And you get notified when I produce more of these videos. Underneath the video in the description you'll see ways of donating. Please consider donating. Our YouTube channel needs some equipment, and we can't afford it, and no amount's too small. So if you just be kind enough to send anything you can, would really help our channel out. And underneath the video to the far left you'll see our YouTube channel, where there's over 800 videos just in the last 6 months of the publication of this video. Consider watching more of our videos of all kinds of subjects. We also have videos on No Man's Sky and on Ultimate Fishing Simulator and on VR pinball. Yeah, the dotted or the dash lines means it's on the other side of the planet. You'd have to go through the planet to get to it. So we stay kind of high and orbit the planet. Now our slope has been too gradual, I think. That's why we've been having so much trouble, but at least the glide's been taking us in. Need to be a little bit steeper to get the super cruise to wait. But it has been working out. Try to get a little bit steeper decline. Hard descent. Probably better word for that. Staying a little bit higher so the glide won't turn off too quickly. At least the distance to surface to destination is closer. Sis left.
Commencing automated flight control routine. Please observe docking protocols. Access granted. Proceed to landing pad 02.
Hopefully we don't go head on toward the tower again. Is this dark? Wrong one. Is this night? Is this night? That's better. No Man's Sky's been messing me up because I get my commands confused and my controls confused. They're both space games and you fly ships and the controls are totally different. So it has really messed me up. And I'm on VR on both, so.
Touchdown complete. Engaging ship restraints. Your arrival has been noted.
Do FSD first. We're grade 5 but without experimental. And we'll go for experimental. Okay, and we look to see what we got on surface scanners. It's grade 3, engines, grade 3, shell boosters, grade 1s. I think we got grade 3 through somebody else, is why. It shows different power plants. It says 5 overcharge, but we only have 1 here. Sensors, it shows grade 5, but 3 here. So I think we're good. We just go into outfitting and check it to make sure it has experimental grade 5 before we leave. We have one more Python, the travel version, to go, and then we work on the cutters. Eventually I want grade 5 modifications with experimental on on everything, on all modules, is the goal. Deep charge, okay, that's what we wanted to see. Let's go back to the fleet carrier and grab the travel Python. Reason we have so many ships is we have them outfitted for certain tasks.
Ship restraints disengaged. Commence departure.
See, this Python is planetary, so it has SRVs. And it's really built around planetary landings. And it has a Guardian FSD booster in it for longer range. It doesn't need as much cargo. So it has less cargo and more for distance, like extra fuel tank and fuel scoop. Says left. Yeah, we might be able to finish the cutters in this part. We're about halfway. We're about 30 minutes in, so we do have 4 cutters to bring down. Hopefully we have enough materials without having to go to a material trader and move things around. I mean, if this is what the experimental does, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, because it would really drive the pirates crazy, because it can interdict you while you're in the midst of going into Super Cruise. Sis left. Just like when you go into hyperspace and they try to interdict you while you're actually going into hyperspace. It doesn't work. So maybe it's a positive. They have to wait till it completely gets into Super Cruise. Yeah, we have one more Python. We have the travel still to go. It's set up for long range. And what the experimental will do is to give it just a little further distance. I'm not saying that it won't take a 4th video, but we'll see. We'll keep going. When it gets closer to the hour, then we'll decide if we only had one more ship left, then we'd probably do it. If we had 2 or 3 ships left, then we'd probably need to create another video. But you have to be prepared for anything. So always expect a superpowered pirate to be able to come out of thin space and right behind you and throw you into the planet, and you know. See, I like with No Man's Sky because you can decide if you're going to take on the pirates or not. It will announce them, but you can boost.
Thank you for visiting our carrier. We hope you find what you're looking for.
Sis left. If you boost, they can't catch you. You actually have to stop and take them on. And they're much easier to defeat in No Man's Sky.
Access granted. Please follow standard docking protocols, Commander. You have been cleared for approach. Feel free to relax. Your docking computer is in control.
Still would rather the greeter understand that you're the owner of the fleet carrier. And to address you as such.
Landing successful. Clamps engaged. Enjoy your stay with us.
This one's the travel version. Be sure to look to the lower right hand corner of the video and press that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything. And you're notified when I produce more videos, and eventually it'll help me out with YouTube. And underneath the video in the description,
Ship released. Restrict speed until our carrier is far behind you.
there is ways to donate. Please. It's a little slow at things. Yeah, but this one does not have the experimental, and it's still taking time to get into Super Cruise. So, there's probably something wrong. Ever since they moved the fleet carriers into live, it's been a mess. There's been a lot of problems. More than usual. So hopefully they get it all worked out. Would be nice. And another issue with the ship is the throttle takes off on you. It's like, don't you wish your car, if you were driving the speed limit and there's a cop on the side of the road and all of a sudden the throttle sticks and it goes to 80 in a school zone. Wouldn't that be great? That could make your day, wouldn't it? That $500 to $1,000 ticket because your throttle sticks. Oh, officer, it's because my throttle sticks. Yeah, he would take that, wouldn't he? Yeah. So why should this game have a throttle stick? So why is that a good thing? Why don't you comment in the comment section and tell me why it's a good thing that the throttle sticks? For those that will apologists for Frontier, I'd like to know why that's a good thing. Because everything else to apologists is a good thing. No matter how bad it is, it's a good thing. Yeah. I don't think so. Can't go with you on that one. Yeah, we still got dotted lines though. I don't want this thing coming out of Super Cruise. Because we still got dotted lines. I want it to keep going. Till we get closer. A little steeper descent. Yep, it's going to come out early. See if glide will take us in. Keep it a little steep. And if I find things in No Man's Sky that I don't like, I'm going to mention those on the videos too. Just pick on Elite Dangerous. I want them to fix this stuff. It's all about the experience for the user, to give the user a better experience. Sis left.
Routine. Please observe docking protocols. Access granted. Proceed to landing pad 04.
Sis Knight. Yeah, it's already 45 minutes into the video. We have 4 more ships to go. I think we'll do the cutters on the next video. Because there is no way we can stay within an hour and have 4 more cutters to bring down. So we'll finish modding this one, take it back to the fleet carrier, and end this video there.
Touchdown complete. Engaging ship restraints. Your arrival has been noted.
This says we have a deep charge on the travel. It says we're fully modded. On the FSD drive. let's check it. I was thinking it was just the cargo, but I guess not. I better check the cargo when we get back to make sure it has it too. Well, it's kind of a wasted trip. I think I did check the cargo version. Okay. Take it back to the fleet carrier because it does show that it has a deep charge experimental.
Ship restraints disengaged. Commence departure.
It's probably because the cargo was my original Python on this profile of the game, or this time of restarting. And then the last time I went out, I brought the travel. I want to thank those that have subscribed. Really makes a difference. Really encourages me to continue to make videos. If I didn't have any subscribers, I certainly wouldn't go through all the hassle to create all these videos. Because it is a hassle creating them. Sure easier just to play the game. Just left. As soon as we land, we'll end this video, and the next video will be where we take the 4 cutters to Felicity Farseer. Then after that, we'll look and see if there is a discounted tritium location. that we can add a couple of loads of tritium. If not, we'll go back to our original destination, and we'll run a asteroid mining for tritium and a planetary exploration video. Sis left. I have been attacked before coming into a carrier, not mine, but someone else's.
Permission granted. A landing pad has been assigned to you. Docking requires confirmed. Assisted approach is go.
And coming in for an offload of tritium one time, someone must have been shooting at me because the fleet carrier started shooting at somebody behind me, and so did the security forces. And I think there was some friendly fire in that deal. Because my shields would take a hit every once in a while. But it could have been the pirate that they were shooting at. Still firing at us.
Contact confirmed. Solid approach. Welcome, Commander.
Well, I do appreciate you coming along. Make sure you press that subscribe button because it doesn't cost you anything. You get notified when I produce more videos, and it helps me with YouTube eventually. Please look into the description below the video and consider donating any amount to our YouTube channel because we need to purchase some equipment. And underneath the video to the left, you'll see our YouTube channel, GFM_RDG, where there's over 800 more videos for you to watch. So until the next video where we take the 4 cutters down to Felicity Farseer, thank you for watching.